It's finally time! I've been excited for this project in a long while. We're starting yet another new project at my base. Yes, I do know that I should probably finish some things before I start something new, but where's the fun in that? Saying that though, I do actually plan to finish this particular project in only a couple of episodes, only leaving possible decoration and things like that to later on in the season. And so with this episode being the beginning of the project, beginning of what you say? The Elytra Course. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate that Xisuma kinda got to finishing his before I've even started mine. But hey, mine is going to be mostly above ground and require quite a lot of building and planning around the current terrain, so it should be completely different, as his is pretty much just cave based. Which is very cool. We did it last episode, and in fact I'm going to try and do the timed version of it this episode, so that hopefully I can win some copper. That would be kind of nice. But anyway, picture this. The course itself is going to follow through my base, swooping through different sections of it all the way to the factory and then back again. The only issue I did find is that in recording this clip of me sort of roughly flying the course, it got very frame ratey at certain parts, and I'm a little concerned that that's not only going to be a me issue, but potentially the other people trying to race. But I'm not saying that the course itself won't change over the course of the season. It shouldn't do, but you know, plans change and ideas come up, and potentially it could be moved around, but not for a little while, or at least not till after we do like a big race or I set up some sort of prize or something. In fact, I'd love to hear from you guys. Maybe something a little bit different than what Xisuma's doing, where he's just offering up the copper as a prize. I don't know. I guess leave your suggestions below. I'm potentially thinking it could be kind of fun having everybody race at the same time. But actually first, there's actually one thing I need to sort out. And that is this little bit of a mob infestation problem I have. I noticed this while I was digging out the area, and well, it's a potential source of lag. So I'm definitely going to have to go around on stream lighting up the caves, etc. around the area, just in case that is causing some of the extra issues I'm having with the frame rate, etc. And just to make sure there's no mobs trapped with armor or items, as they don't actually despawn. And well, I don't really need a mob farm since I have one of the factories, so it's got to get gone. Now, I've obviously cleared out an area which you can already see is a different shape from the towers I currently have. That has got quite a round edge to it. I've sort of got myself in a bit of a pickle here. One moment, I should be able to bounce up there. Yes. Now, I do have towers already. Of course, these ones, for example, you can see super clearly. Now, I love the block palette and I'm going to keep it, but I kind of wanted to not build square. I wanted to build circular. So that's how we're going to be changing it, but with this block palette, which will hopefully be kind of cool. So I should have a lot of the blocks I need. I'm going to need some variety blocks, some roof blocks, of course, a lot of stone and stone brick and things, lighting, and then an absolute ton of dark oak. Now, some of these are actually for some of the giant trees we're going to be building around the area as well, similarly to the ones I already have over here. But yeah, hopefully I've got all the blocks, or at least most of them, that I need to get started. So I think I'm going to build from the bottom up and see how we go, and then get to the details afterwards. So here is the tower so far. Kind of boring, right? I actually wanted to keep the base section of this fairly plain, and to get a little bit more detailed as we go up towards the roof. And also a little bit larger. I don't think I've done this before, where you make the tower a little bit bigger block by block as you go up. I kind of don't know if I love it or not, but we're going to go with that design anyway, and hopefully it'll look okay. But anyway, this is only about half the height we need to go to, so we're going to have to continue. I'm just going to cut straight to basically adding a lot more of the gradient parts, and then we'll get onto the details a little bit later. So before I show you the extra details I've added, I took a break for the Hermitcraft stream weekend and got to play another game of TCG, this time against Cubfan. And honestly, even though my brain wasn't working all that well at this point in the day, and I did eventually lose the game, I would say it's actually one of my best yet. Of course, this deck I had was still fairly basic, and Cubfan did remove his ultra rares to balance it out and not outrank me too much, but this is basically how it ended.
Going to use a bow.
Oh,
this
no.
does 40 damage to opposing AFK Hermit.
Don't do it.
I choose the Hermit, so
Don't do
I
it,
gotta take out
No.
False. So that's
GG! I'll
GG.
take that. Good game.
GG.
Very good game.
Now that's how you play the
lead
bow.
was brutal, Cub.
Yeah, the lead helped out a lot,
Ah.
for sure.
Bro. Okay.
Very close game, though, False. Very close game.
Very
Yeah.
close.
So I do in fact have 2 TCG coins now to spend, and I want to make sure that I keep spending them, because I am not going to probably be able to collect these I'm probably gonna just be spending them every time until I get my pack where I want it to be, and I guess do some trading with other people. But I've come in here and the signs are missing on a few of these. Now, I don't know whether or not that means that maybe they are out and there are no longer packs in there, which I will try. But looking back at my last video, this one said 2 TCG tokens. So what I'll do is I'll press the button. If nothing comes out, we'll wait for beef to refill. But yeah, if we get something, we will of course pay 2 coins. Quick correction, it's actually 3 TCG coins. So I've added a little IOU note, and I'll be back to pay that soon. So yep, okay, I got one. So there you go. Gotta have a little dance. I mean, why not? There's also a cat in here. Are you the new staff? Are you keeping an eye on things? Hopefully that was okay. Then I should have maybe asked you permission. But let's see what we got. Diamond armor is very, very good, and a book and a bow. Oh wait, this is pretty good. Okay, a sword. I don't think I have one of those already. This is nice. Single-use cards. Efficiency. I can do an attack without having the cards. That's really amazing. Very good early game card. And then Fortune, which is an ultra rare, which is great. Any coin flips necessary for user's attack are not needed. That's great with the dock card that needs the red dock card. Ooh, I could just get double damage, which is like 160 damage or something like that instantly. That's really amazing. This one's really great. Can be used on an AFK hermit, which is really nice because honestly, that's been what's killing me. And then another bow and another milk bucket. But that's great. That's actually exactly what I needed. And that ultra rare, kind of amazing. Kind of exactly what I need. So I'm going to quickly add those to the deck. And then, yeah, at some point I'll try and trade with some people and try and get my updated Terraform deck going, because that's the one I want to maybe move to pretty soon. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just swap some things out here. So let's get rid of 1 gold armor and just trade it for the diamond. The bed I've not actually used yet, but it's pretty cool. The bow we already have. Water bucket, haven't needed it yet. Kind of tempted to just take it out of action and then just maybe even just put another heal in so that I could heal and stop the burn. I do need to put these 2 in. I've decided I'm getting rid of 1 of the composters for this efficiency book. Yep. I think it's going to be maybe more helpful. But yeah, the reason I needed the composters in there was because I was getting rubbish hands all the time. But to be honest, I haven't changed it much in here. I have got rid of both armor pieces. I've left the water bucket in there. You know what? I feel like I need to maybe just do this instead. Let's get rid of the water bucket and risk it. And then I think that already is 42 cards. So I'm going to collect them up and see. And if so, then we'll leave it as so for now, because I don't want to tweak things too much. And things like the wolf and the bed are useful even if I don't use them very often. Actually, the wolf has had a few uses. Been very cool. But anyway, there it is. There's the brand new deck. And well, as I'm on the way back, you can see quite a few of the changes that have been made with the tower. It finally has a roof, meaning it does in fact now match my base. I kind of like that I've added it where it is, because technically this tower could have gone anywhere. I wanted to give my base a little bit of depth, having some things in the foreground and in the background. Like this kind of view here is kind of nice. I do really like it. And because I like it so much, and you know, I've been looking at different points of view of the place, I want to add some trees. So I've got some rough ideas on where they're going to go, and I'm also going to have them either side of this path, because yes, I think I've said it before, I want my base to be, you know, accessible via walking and flying and, you know, different modes of transport, I guess. And so, speaking of that, I'm adding a minecart rail. Yes, it's pretty hideous right now, but hopefully it'll look pretty good. And speaking of that, it is in fact going to connect to yet another tower. And yes, I've asked Wells if it's okay, and yeah, he's given me the go-ahead to build something there. So we'll be doing that between this episode and the next couple, because it's really not that necessary to the actual race itself. But what I am going to do is quickly just get the dark oak and finish off these pillars, so at the very least it's attached to this. And then we'll do, again, the design elements probably another time, just because they are a little bit sort of not irrelevant, but yeah, they're probably not needed for most people. But hopefully it'll be a cool way up from Spawn Town to the Elytra race. Because I'm going to add some glass for the windows, as it needs something a little bit exciting going on, probably some cyan. Oh, and I probably should get rid of the snow in here now that it has a roof. I'm going to do quite a simple interior, and then, yeah, it'll be ready to basically go from here to start building some of the rings that people are going to be flying through. And then that way you guys can give me feedback, and next episode I can maybe tweak some things and use advice and comments from you guys to see if we want to make any changes before we finalize the actual course itself. Right, very basic interior complete. I came up with the weird design on the floor. It looks like some sort of alien or something. I'm assuming it's not an offensive symbol by accident building something like that. I always worry when you build things like this. Anyway, added like a leaderboard area and a rules area. I'll probably write up some sort of guideline and things at some point, as well as maybe a book for people to write in. And then, yeah, I've started building some of the actual rings itself. Now, if I turn gamma off, because it was accidentally on right there, yeah, I wanted to make sure they could be seen at nighttime. And to be honest, it's perfect timing. So, you can see this one quite fairly easily. This one over here, I might get rid of the beacon in the middle there, potentially. And then this one here, see, this one's hidden. So I think I'm going to add some signposts, some arrows maybe. But this is basically how the race is currently looking. I'm going quite slowly through it just to give you guys a chance to see everything. And then that one over there, the next one to go through, that is the last one I've built so far, because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I want to make sure that these rings are in a good spot. You know what, if that's up there, I want you to know that you're going to be swooping down. So I think here, roughly, pointing that way, might be a good shout. So let me come up with some arrow designs, see what we think. And yeah, I'll have you guys tell me. But I do think I might want to get rid of this beacon eventually. I'm leaving it here for now because I think it is a haste beacon. It is useful. But yeah, might be a good idea to remove that. Speaking of that area, actually, I am going to be building a little bit more of a design a little bit higher up there. So I'm hoping the rings shouldn't be in the way. They shouldn't. But, you know, it's good to keep in mind, especially as I haven't quite finished this base, you know, off at all. So things will change, and where the rings go need to be out of the way enough that they're never going to be an issue, because I don't want to be having to change this around. Oh, and I should mention, this is going to be a bit more of a marathon than a sprint. So all the way there, and then all the way back to this tower. Right, I'm thinking this kind of design will work well for right now. Maybe I'll make it all snow behind, just so there's no, not too much contrast behind it. Let's quickly correct that. And yeah, I think once there's a little bit less contrast behind, like get rid of some of the ice, even though it's still quite light, this will definitely maybe be a bit more obvious. Speaking of timed runs though, oh my goodness, I'm so zoomed out. We do need to do the Xisuma Elytra Course. Did this have a name? Did he name this? Just Elytra Course. We might need different names for our things, because I can't just call mine Elytra Course as well. But I did say that when no one was on the server next that I was on recording, that I would do a timed run. And well, let's check tab list. Yep, just me for right now. Xisuma is on and off, and so is Doc. But this is probably my best bet for having no one loading anything crazy. So I believe it's 1 diamond to get a timed run. I guess I'll come back and pop that in there, because I don't actually have an ender chest here, but I'll promise that I'll put it in there. And I'm just gonna have one quick raw read of this, but yes, give me a second and we're gonna do a timed run. Okay, and go. Follow the ribs round. Okay, gonna use as many fireworks as I like here, because that's going to be, I think, the quickest way of doing it. I need to try and spot any shortcuts as I go. Going okay so far, but it's pretty simple so far. This is where it went down. I actually haven't played this since the last time, so I'm assuming that felt pretty good. I mean, people around here are pretty good at flying, but man, that was a good time. Let me have a look at someone else's before I even know mine. Ooh, 29.9 seconds. You know what? I'm gonna edit that up real quick and figure out what the time was, because man, that felt quick for me. But also, Cub fan's a madman, so he's probably beat me. Guess what? I'm literally, like, 30 seconds. Like, exactly. Someone's gonna have to double check mine and Cub's next to one another. Like, we actually need someone to check this, because literally, I've tried to see if I can make mine a little bit smaller just by, like, really seeing when I jump off versus when I hit the actual copper this side. But literally, the fact there's like, there's no way it can be 0.1 second in it. I haven't seen cubs run, but you know what? I'm going to document mine in here. I am going to pay the diamond. I am going to keep this time, and it's so close. I know I could probably get a little bit quicker, but it's only 1 entry per hermit, and so... Wait, maybe that means I could do another time? You know what? If you guys tell me that cub is still a little bit quicker, maybe I'll see if X will let me do another one, because that is insanely close. But man, that was a wild ride. And actually, it was super, super fun using the rockets constantly. I forget that that's a really fun way of using rockets. And definitely something I should think about with mine. Mine's a little bit more like a marathon, like I said. And so you're using a little bit less and sort of having to time corners and things. But yeah, I don't know, different Elytra races, different vibes. Oh my goodness, this thing looks ridiculous from over here. I can't wait to make that look a little bit less ugly, hopefully. Hopefully I can manage that. But yeah, very happy with how the course is going so far. And honestly, pretty happy with that time. So X, it's up to you, dude, to figure out who's the winner of those two. I mean, I say that. Someone's literally going to come along and beat Cub and I. So yeah. Right, well, I guess it's time to test our own course. And again, no one is online. So actually, I have the completely lag-free server, so I'm hoping that it's all going to be well here. Now, obviously, I haven't got everything done. Only half the course is made, but I really want to try it from here to see, you know, can I speed up and can I go fast and can I, you know, get there in a good time? And does it feel good? Do I need any more hoops? You know, these are the kinds of questions I'm trying to work out, because of course, unlike Xisuma, well, you know what, Xisuma had to kind of work around the cave, so I guess I'm sort of having to work a similar way around my base though. Anyway, so let's give this a shot, and Xuma's of course logged off. Now this is quite slow, this bit here, the straight, but you know, it's keeping up speed and then working out, okay, where am I going to go now? There. Up here, cut the corner. Okay, got to cut this corner as well. Okay, you know what? This feels quite nice. I feel like you're going to use an awful lot of rockets to get everywhere, though. Okay, but, you know. So I guess the question is, do we need more hoops? That felt good. I'm trying to think around here. You know what? I could probably, potentially, if we want to make this a little bit more crazy, use this section of the base where I've just got a lot of ice and snow, and make some undergroundy areas or bits through mountains or what have you. I mean, I already have a bit over here in mind. See, the thing is, I want you to get all the way over here. So when I say it's a marathon, it is quite a long way back and forth. Yes, here is what I want to make a little underground area, but it won't be very long. It'll only be from there to like here. So it's not a lot, but I do want to dig this out because I think does actually sort of connect, and I think I may or may not have dug an area out, in fact, to sort of prove that. So yeah, I guess let me know your suggestions. I'm super excited about this project, and hopefully it'll be almost ready to launch next episode. And if not, I'll add some little details and stuff off camera and things like that. And then, yeah, so anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. See ya!